All right, apparently I'm live. So let me quickly confirm everything is okay with the sound before I fully start. Should be that way. Just give me 1 second. Almost there. Okay, everything is fine, so we can start. So all right. So my name is Hightech, and on these live streams I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market, what I think about it, of course. And somewhere in between the lines, I talk about my meme coin high tech. You see the mint address to it in the bottom section of the screen. And yeah, maybe you should be interested in it, right? You will hear me out, and then you will decide. So yeah, today supposedly I'm not sure if I'm successful in it, but supposedly this live stream should be going in two modes, in vertical mode and horizontal mode at the same time. Hopefully that is the case. You guys write me in the live chat, of course, if you if you can, if you want, and I should see it here. And yeah, if I feel, let's say, qualified enough to answer to whatever questions you have, if I feel strong enough with my experience, then I will definitely give you my take on it. Well, let me see. Let me see. I have these two live streams here. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, it is. It is indeed going in horizontal mode. That's cool. That's really cool. But where is the live chat here? I don't really see the live chat. Can I get the live chat here? Okay, maybe like this. No, not really. Ah, here it is. Okay, here is the live chat also. No, it's not. Okay, so I'm a little bit lost then. I'm not sure if I'm going to see. Ah, here it is. No. Okay, whatever. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I will just turn it on. Turn it on here, probably. I think that's the only reason I can see. So sorry, guys. Sorry for organizing this, but this is the first time I'm doing it. So I hope you understand that I may be a little bit lost. So this is which one is which? This one is V, so it's this one because I marked it as a yeah, and I will pop out this chart. Yeah, pop out the chart and like this, yeah, and like this I will see everything here. Yeah, and actually I will open it here in the tab, and that will do the job. Yeah, just like that. All right, somebody wrote something in Russian. Sorry, I have no idea about reading Russian, so you must write it in English, Paul. Then I'll try to maintain the conversation. Otherwise, it will not be possible. Okay, so apparently I will have a little bit of work to do because I have to check live. I mean the live chat here, and live chat here. So Warlockovich says bad, but bad what? You must tell me what is that bad? Okay, anyway, let's take a look about. Okay, the connection is doing well. So let's see what we have in the charts and what am I saying here. So one thing well, I'm seeing here for sure is that nothing is going on. So exactly as I said yesterday I was telling you, I was forecasting. Probably, most likely, today is going to be boring. Today and tomorrow is going to be boring. So Saturday, Sunday, and as you see, that is the case. I mean, you may want to say no, it's not, especially when you look at the altcoin market, right? Here at Crypto Bubbles, it looks somewhat alive, but mostly it's just a recovery after Friday, right? It's just recovering after what has happened on Friday, and here and there, it actually really had a pump. Like for example on Bell, which I was showing you, I had a plus 100% trade on Bell against USDT, which was right here. You see, entry here plus 100% here. So yeah, you could get few of those here and there, but that that situation is a little bit exceptional. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, next week is going to be full of it. I mean, should be full of it, to be honest. Why is that? Well, because in my feeling, that what happened on Friday was actually the COVID crash 2.0, right? That was a black swan, if you haven't noticed. What happened on Friday was actually a black swan event, very similar technically to what happened during the COVID crash 2020, right, in March. So now we had just had this very aggressive concentration of assets in a small group of hands, same as back then, and this completely disrupts the distribution, let's say, composition, right? So before, the distribution of all of crypto assets was somewhat spread, and now it's concentrated in a very small group of strong hands, and that probably will wait, until something, let's say, interesting comes out of it. So, usually when some group of people dedicates somewhat large amounts of capital to buy it all up, and then probably they have everything well calculated in, and eventually are ready to lose it all, because that's simply, not much money to them, right? So of course on the way down there was some people that got there purely by accident, and they benefited from it, and that is why we are having this sell-off, which I was forecasting that it is going to happen, because that's the case. Literally every single time we have a large dip, there will be some people on the way down here that will get lucky with there's limit buy offers, but later they will not know what to do with it, right? They will get scared way too quickly. They will think the correction is not over, or even they'll think now is the time for a bear market, right? And most of the time that is totally not the case. And I mean, judging by what happened in the altcoin market, I'm like 100% or nearly 100% sure that is not the case. We're not going to see a bear market anytime soon. That does not mean we will not see any dips anymore. Of course, we will see dips, and some of them will be spectacular. I mean, not as spectacular as the one we just saw on Friday, because that's like I don't know, once a decade opportunity. But definitely we'll see more of large, strong corrections. So so we are just about to close this initial secondary dip. I mean not initial, that secondary dip that pretty much always happens after large dips, and we are about to rally, right? I mean, how much longer it can take? Few days? I don't think we have to wait much longer. Sometime until towards the end of next week, it will be quite obvious that what I'm talking about right now was true, right? And I know it's very difficult to give it, any credibility because we just dipped immensely, and now we had just a weak rebound, and now we are rolling over once again. It looks very scary, but that's the job this let's say market behavior must do, right? So it has to shake out everybody and their mother and make them believe that it's all over, right? That the game is over. Only then we will see a real bull market coming to Atmosphere. Why? Because bulls hate to be ridden. That is why it's called bull market. That's first. And second, whenever everybody has something, usually nobody wants much more anymore. That is called a high saturation point. Maybe, just maybe, we had it just before that crash. Now it's definitely completely shifted towards the opposite side. And when there's high saturation point of when certain asset reaches high saturation point in its market, then in order to maintain the rally, you must keep finding new people, right? So that's somewhat difficult at a certain stage, and that is why after that market is usually over the hill, and it's time to go to roll down, right? So again, like judging from that technical by that technical standpoint, it cannot be it. Then when we look over to how it looks on all of those measurements, looking at the sentiment in the market, higher and higher levels of fear, that does not match neither. So again, I don't really see it possible to start a bear market right now. It makes no sense. But I do expect we may have another large correction, but this time a little bit more, let's say, organic, a little bit more natural looking in November. So now I would rather bet on a strong uptrend that will happen. Literally will occur within days, will come to us within days. Very aggressive one that will catch everybody off guard with pants down, so to speak. And then when everyone will get enthusiastic, and everyone will start to believe that the bull market is back, a strong correction in November just to smack them in their mouth and let them know they should never come close. They should never come close to this market and ever again. Just so later we have even more powerful, long-lasting rally. Just so they capitulate into this market once again at the very top, and then we will have at the top of the cycle, and that can take a lot of time, right? It can even include some smaller intermediary dips on the way up. The one thing that is very difficult to include into calculations into the whole scheme is how stablecoin adoption will affect all of it, will affect this bull market specifically, because that's a very, very strong stimulus for the altcoin market, the strongest we've seen so far, right? Because the stablecoin adoption is on the roadmap of TradFi, switching from the banking system over to stablecoins liquidity. And in my opinion, that will be a historical event, literally a historical event of proportions we never have seen yet in the global finance. Let me tell you, in the global finance, not only in the crypto space, but also global finance. So hey guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat. I always love when there is interaction from my viewers' side live. I mean that's the point of this channel. That is why I do not record any videos and I do not edit any materials. I just record live and that's it. I try to do it every day. And the more viewers I have, the more subscribers I have on this channel, the more encouraged I am to keep it up, right? So subscribe to the channel if you watch it on YouTube or if you watch it on Rumble, because I live stream to all of the platforms that I can at once right now. And yeah. So Bitcoin dominance yesterday, just yesterday, I was saying that it could show us inverse Adam and Eve formation on the daily. So let me zoom it in a little bit. So Adam and Eve, inverse Adam and Eve has a shape of something like this, more or less, right? Like a weird M, letter M, with a sharp peak on the left and a round one, a round heel on the right. So this one is Adam, of course, this one is Eve in this case. And usually it looks like this, right? Adam and Eve, that's why this one is inverse Adam and Eve formation. And, depending on how strong the trend is, the Eve can take different shapes, like it can go a little bit over Adam. It can go more or less until the height of Adam, or it can be much shorter. So right here, right now, I mean, this thing right now suggests that it's going to be much shorter. What makes perfect sense, because this here was actually kind of artificial, kind of forced. I mean, especially with Bitcoin dominance chart, I would say it was even very forced. So yeah, the Eve should be very short, and that is indeed what is happening. So I expect it to follow this trajectory, roll over here, and then finally take out this local low. Am I going to be right? We'll see within literally a couple of, maybe not a couple, but several days. So we won't have to wait for a very long time, of course. Now let me see this one here. Maybe I'll turn it on again on my phone. No, but I don't see it. I don't think I see it anymore. I probably don't see it anymore here. Okay, so I'll give up. I'm not sure if it's still going. It should be. Is this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I even see the chat on my phone. Okay, that's cool. So this one I can turn off. All right. But it froze. I see it froze. Or it didn't. No, it didn't. Okay, I'm getting paranoid. Sorry. Sorry for that. Like I said, this is the first time I'm live streaming, in two formats at once, so that's why. That's why I'm a little bit, over over worrying. All right, so again, more or less what I was expecting the market to do, especially Bitcoin dominance, to be more precise. Bitcoin does exactly what I thought it was going to do throughout the weekend. Other chart altcoins are having a rebound, although when we go over to the other chart, as you see, it's not that powerful. I mean, like here on crypto bubbles, it looks much more impressive than here, which is, I don't know, maybe a little bit weird. Maybe they did not really calculate it that well. But yeah, I think the chances for the altcoin market to rebound from here are way above decent, I think if you want to bet on altcoins, this is the time. If you want to bet on your favorite altcoin listed somewhere on Binance or Coinbase, I think, or Bybit, I think this is the time. You should be throwing something at it right now. Of course, never go all in, because that's simply not wise from strategic point of view. You should always leave a little bit of cash aside, have that dry powder ready to be used whenever necessary. Same, never sell everything of whatever allocation you may possess. You should always leave a little bit in the trade, just in case it goes, I don't know, another several hundreds of percents, because that happens in this space actually quite often. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow if you watch it live right now, and don't forget to write me something in the live chat. Right, whenever I see you guys write something, I will definitely tell you what I think. What do I think about it? Right. So yeah, let's go over to things we usually look up. So crypto fear and grid index, as you see, at 25. So it's literally falling lower and lower, penetrating greater and greater levels of fear. That's good. That's very good, because we just sold off in some cases, but by minus 99% on some coins, right? So if we are that oversold and the level of fear is great, that's the most perfect combination for a bull run right now. Like nothing else comes close, because in order to rally, we cannot have anybody overloading the rally, right? We cannot have anybody overloading the run up, because it will just make the uptrend heavy, in a sense that people will put out their limit sell offers. They will literally be slowly stopping out the rally from happening, and that's why the resistance will be increasing, right? Whoever is driving the rally up will have to be realizing the profit of some random people, on the exchange. So that is why those huge moves up, they never happen when in the moment of high interest. And that is why whenever you sell your coins, it starts to pump, because you probably right into the mindset of some majority, right? That throw in the towel. They first of all take off their limit sell offers. They throw in the towel, they market sell it, and then out of a sudden there is a clear sky for this coin to go up without much resistance coming from the order book on sell side, right? That's literally the mechanics of it. It's very straightforward. By the way, I wonder if this live stream is going to be saved on YouTube or not. So yeah, altcoin season index at 24. So both of them are very low, right? Fear and greed index at 25. Altcoin season index at 24. Yesterday we saw somewhat sizable outflows from spot ETFs, almost minus $6 million of outflows, right? Minus $6 million in outflows. But the inflows we had also quite hefty. But the let's say the average out of 30 days is minus 600 millions, right? So by the day of today, actually, because of the day of today, no. Is it? No, actually, no. Sorry, probably not. This is only a calculation of today, All right. Now I realize. I don't know why. I don't know. It gave me impression that this is out of the last 30 days, but it's not. It's just showing us the last day, I think, because it's to our teeth right here 598 900,000 here 59998 900,000. Okay, so I was wrong. I don't know why I interpreted it that way. Okay, I mean the UI suggests that. Okay, but now I just realized that it's not it. Okay, so here and here, yeah, exactly, just showing the last bar. Okay, so that's very tricky. Yeah? You can easily think it's a sum up of all of it, right? But it's not. All right. So let's go over to liquidation levels. So as you see, we are actually back to what we used to see before on the derivatives market in terms of liquidations, and their numbers very low, right? Below $50 million on Bitcoin liquidated, below $40 million on Ethereum. I said that we should see less and less activity at derivatives exchange now. Why? Because people got brutally robbed, so they should not be as keen anymore to come back and try, try to continue gambling this casino, because they just got brutally robbed. They should stay bitter for at least some time to go, some time to come. So but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, today is Saturday, of course. No, Sunday. Sorry, no, Saturday. Yeah. Well, in my time zone, it's already Sunday. So today is Saturday. Tomorrow is Sunday, so we'll see if it holds until the deep next week, right? If it holds until until into deep of the next week, then that statement of mine will be likely true, and that favorites strongly a bull market on the spot market, strongly. So yeah, I'm very curious about it. I'm very curious how it's going to be. All right, let's take a look at liquidation heat map. A little bit larger context. Not this one here. So here, as you see, not much has changed. I mean, we still have literally the same setup on liquidity as shortly after previous Friday liquidation event. I don't know why I keep saying last Friday. It was previous Friday. And maybe it's because for the whole week I've been saying last Friday. That's why I got used to it. Pretty much very similar setup. As I mentioned before, what I like about it is that the heaviest point of this concentration of liquidity came down after Friday, and that in my eyes means this liquidity is organic. Most likely is organic. I mean, it could be spoofing. If that's spoofing, then we will still see lower price levels, maybe even much lower. But the way it behaves, it just makes me think it's organic. So if that's the case, the market makers will go for it. Will go for to grab it, and that is tightly connected to price going up from here, right? So on one hand, we are resting on 100K, which is a very strong psychological level. That's one thing. And another thing is that the bigger incentive for market makers is above the price. So uh, say yourself what is more probable, the price going higher or the price going lower. Judge it on your own. Okay, the connections for now stay stable, so that's cool. So yeah, what else can we discuss here? Let's quickly take a look at. No, actually, we don't have to do that because we've done it before, but we can do it here, right? So SPYX, which supposedly is tokenized. I mean, it is tokenized SPY, and SPY supposedly reflects what S&P does. As you see, today is having a very nice green candle, but my problem with it today is that, as you see, this price action looks a little bit weird. And why does it look a little bit weird? Because probably it is being just traded by volume bot, by a volume bot. Because you see the bars of volume are practically the same. And the price is moving like I don't know, like literally created by a machine. So nobody really is trading it right now. So that's why we cannot rely on this daily candle. It's not authentic, right? It doesn't show us the real sentiment of of the TradFi. It doesn't show us the inside of TradFi mind or minds, right? So unfortunately, maybe sometime tomorrow, some of those traders will show us what they think about Monday. But this one is literally useless. This is a useless candle from Intel standpoint. Well, yeah, but here so far it looks really nice. So far it looks really nice, and it actually should stay like this. It should remain like this. And starting from Monday next week, the rockets should get fired up. I mean, I think we've been waiting enough, right? We already have waited the whole week of market, of this. I mean, for this cool off of the market. Market has cooled off. As you see, I mean, on Bitcoin, of course, it's having a little bit. It's experiencing a little bit of a continuation of a selling pressure, but like I said, that comes only from those that got the last move on Friday or Friday before. And once that one is over, then we have shaken out all of the weak hands. There is no more weak hands remaining in this market anymore. So it will have to go higher. Seriously, I do not see anything else happening but this market starting a rocket Monday, Tuesday at latest. So yeah, act accordingly. All right, let me see the live chats here. If you guys have any questions, of course, don't hesitate. Ask me in the live chat. The moment I see it, I will respond to you. And I'm trying to keep track all of it because I live stream right now to 5 platforms at once, and to one platform, which is YouTube. I live stream in 2 formats: horizontal format and vertical format. So yeah, okay, let's go over maybe to my X timeline and let's see what is up. What is up today? So I think it's not about whether there is a bubble in crypto. It's about being in the market through the cycle. That's funny. I mean, Larry, I think probably he's talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum because most of altcoins, they experience very aggressive growth when there is a bull market, but later they show you all-time lows after all-time lows, and many of them just die after that, right? So unfortunately, you cannot really make money that way. So I'm guessing he's referring to Bitcoin and Ethereum. And Ethereum, as you know, it was in big trouble for most of the cycle so far, and its price action behavior was far from what Bitcoin performed. So yeah, Xpeng is seriously considering Ethereum payment for flying cars next year. Uh, I think I remember someone also was accepting Ethereum as a payment method, and then they withdrew from it. They literally they literally changed their minds about it. I mean, Ethereum is a little bit expensive to do payments. Probably, I mean, when you pay large amounts, then probably, I mean, flying car is probably quite expensive. So yeah, to pay for a flying car, then doesn't matter if you pay I don't know $5 in a fee. But for large scale adoption, no, Ethereum makes no sense. Breaking iShares is now the largest Bitcoin holder with 804,944 Bitcoin. BlackRock's Bitcoin dominance is unmatched. Bitcoin has officially gone institutional. Yeah, but I mean, their customers sold off a little bit, so, and that was 15 hours ago, so that may not be up to date anymore. Just in $40 million, fund manager Mike Alfred just sold all his gold for Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, one thing about gold is that I saw a guy melting his golden watch to sell the gold because the gold in that watch was worth more than the collectible value, the value of the collectible, right? Of the watch as a collectible. Funny enough. So that kind of things you usually get at the top of at the top of a bubble, right? So gold could be up for some type of a correction because I mean it went. I mean, look at it. It went up very strong. This is tokenized gold, by the way. PAXG on Binance, and it went up like crazy. I mean, look at it. Look at it here. Is this the whole chart? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is definitely a parabolic move up. So yeah, some kind of correction is due. And here, how much of a retraction we're having already? 4.56. Not that much. I had a position on gold, but I'm not sure. Am I still in a position? Or has it closed? No, I'm still in a position on it. Plus 26%. Not bad. And my entry was way back. My entry was here, as you see. So it was on 22nd of August, and until today, I'm still in this position. But it's a small one. It's a small one. It's nothing significant. It's actually its size is no different than any other altcoin I trade. So, and on my account, I trade well over 200 coins. So that's why it's just no big deal. Just in BlackRock clients sell $268.6 million worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. They sold out a bit. I mean, remember whenever you see any info about BlackRock buying or selling, it's usually about their customers, not BlackRock themselves, because BlackRock probably they do not hold much Bitcoin. How much Bitcoin BlackRock holds themselves? Except, I mean, excluding the holdings, their customers. Let's see. Hopefully, we don't have to wait for too long for it. I mean, for the answer. Sometimes Grok can take his time, or its time. Actually, I should say its time because it's AI. It's it. I don't know why in my mind Grok is masculine. Huh? But I'm not going to get. I'll not get my answer. Recently, whenever I try to ask something, Grok something on live stream, it refuses me to. It refuses to give me answers. BlackRock holds 6.15, you see, in its corporate treasury on its balance sheet, a position it has maintained since September 2022 with no reported changes. This excludes the vast Bitcoin assets managed for customers through products like the iShares Bitcoin Trust, which holds over 800,000 Bitcoin. This small proprietary holding valued at around based on recent prices represents a minor test position rather than a major treasury strategy, unlike companies such as MicroStrategy. It was first disclosing. So it's laughable amount. It's literally laughable amount. I mean, 6.15 Bitcoin. I mean, come on. I was expecting it to be like 100 mil, and it's this is if that's true because Grok sometimes gives you inaccurate info. Well, once a blue moon though. Most of the time, whatever data it serves you is correct. But once a blue moon, it will just beat you something ridiculous. But yeah, I would definitely not be surprised if this is true. If this was true. Okay, Titan, your seatbelts. Bitcoin is about to go parabolic. Yeah, I think it will go higher. I think it will go higher. I'll be largely super surprised if we don't see 150K for Bitcoin this year. We still have quite some time to go. You know, it's 19th today at my time zone, 18th probably at your time zone. So almost 1 month and a half until December. So quite some time. Bitcoin will go below 65K within 12 months. Bookmark this. Maybe, but not this year. 12 months, that's a long time. And but even if it goes below 65K, I think it will not stay there. And again, that's because of stablecoins adoption. I think the this uptrend, macro uptrend on Bitcoin will last much longer than anybody expects. It will still get a very hefty correction after that, but we will hear quite a few times the cycle is over until it really gets over. SEC Chair Paul Atkins says the US is a decade behind on crypto and catching up is job one for the agency. Okay. Yeah, well, that type of posts we see every single day. Bitcoin magazine is over for Bitcoin. Not really. Okay. Because there is this trend line, and whenever we touch it, everyone announces this is it. Yeah. It will be ongoing for who knows, maybe even one more year, maybe even 2 more years. I will not be surprised if that's the case. Bitcoin junkies. President Trump says crypto is good for the US dollar. Yeah, he says that. Allow me to quickly check live chats. So, yeah, guys, if you have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat, and I'll speak my mind about it. I'll tell you if I agree or disagree. Coin Bureau, Bitcoin miners turn to AI. Shares of Nasdaq listed mining firms have soared 300 to 500% this year as they pivot from pure Bitcoin mining to AI infrastructure. But what do you mean exactly? That's a very broad term. AI is a very broad term. Like, okay, I get it. So instead of computing only Bitcoin blocks, they compute LLMs and their operations. Yeah, that's another, let's say, another use case for that equipment. So they can rent it. Now they can rent it if, for example, Bitcoin goes into bear market. The huge question was what to do with that computing power that you cannot really engage in anything else, and now you can engage it in cloud computing for AI. So that's a very interesting turn of event, to be honest, because that gives the Bitcoin business a hedge for miners that they didn't have before. So, as a matter of fact, it makes Bitcoin less risky and the mining business less risky. That's amazing. So, yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to wrap it up because I see you don't have any questions. I've been live streaming for 48 minutes. I'm very curious if this live stream will stay in vertical format. To be honest, is going to be saved on my YouTube channel or not. I'll see it after I'm done here. But yeah, should like and subscribe if you watched it after this as a video after this live stream is finished. And of course, get yourself a little bit of high tech, which is the reason why I live stream here. For you guys, this is the only project I promote, and this is a meme coin, of course, and it's a very very small market, yet only 63 holders. So this is the one of the earliest stages, and if you allocate right now, the upside potential is really really great. And yeah, the only thing is that do not overdo it. Just get yourself like $1, $2, maybe $3, something almost insignificant, just so you can stay calm and collected about holding this investment here for longer. Without having to liquidate this position because I don't know, you have to pay the bills or something like that, right? Because this will stay volatile for quite some time to come. So it's unnecessary to over invest here. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you